What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm making this video because I've received a lot of questions from you guys asking me where I bought this bike and how I bought this beautiful bike. If you guys aren't familiar with this bike, this is my fake BMW AliBaba street legal electric motorcycle, and I absolutely love this thing. I've been looking at this bike for so long, and I finally had the chance to buy one. Imported it to the United States. I live in California, so I had a little bit of problems with registration, but I finally got this thing registered, insured, all the good stuff. Passed my M1 motorcycle endorsement on this thing. If you guys want to see what that test is like, I'll have a link in the description for that. I'll have a link in the description about the specs and full detail of this bike if you guys are interested. Again, that will be in the description. I'm not going to go over the details of this bike in this video. This is more on how to purchase this bike. So this video is going to be a bit longer than usual, but it's got a lot of good tips and tricks that I learned over my time using AliBaba. I know some people are scared of AliBaba, and yes, they might be some scammers on that website, but if you know what you're looking for and you know what you're doing, you can have a great experience. So without further ado, let's jump on the computer and I'll show you how you can purchase this bike or any other bike you want from AliBaba. Let's go. All right, so now we are on the computer. So we have two ways to go about this. One way is just to go over to alibaba.com and search for the motorcycle. I'll do that with you guys and show you. Or if you want to go through the seller that I got my motorcycle from, you can just use the link in the description. I'll show you guys both ways. So let's head over to alibaba.com, and once the site is up, you just search for electric motorcycle. So once we hit that search, a bunch of different bikes and models are going to come up. Some are like the ones we're looking for. You can also get Surons, Talarias, anything pretty much on these websites. And I have videos on how to do that, but we're interested more in the street motorcycle look. Actually, this is like the bike I have. There's another one over here. So a few things that I look at with these companies is if they're verified or not. Now, this is not like always one of the first things I look at. Some companies are good and they're not verified, but that's always good. More important is how long they've been on AliBaba. So it'll show you 7 years on this guy, 6 years on this guy. So that's always good to see. And you can click on it and see the company's profile. Now let's see what this listing is. And as you click on these listings, other ones will start generating because it knows that that's the type of bike you're looking at. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom, a bunch of very similar ones are going to start popping up. And, you know, you can look and find the model that you like. But so a few tips that I can give you for a successful transaction is, one, don't ever pay attention to these prices. These prices are always going to be not what the actual price is going to be. So once you find a bike that you're interested in, do not ever just add it to quantity and check out. That's not going to be good, and you're not going to have a good experience on AliBaba. You're not going to get what you wanted, and it's just not going to work out because they will write whatever they want in the title. So this price right here is not for a 10,000 watt motor, 72 volt, 150 amp hour. It's not. That's no way that's that. So don't ever do that. Do not add to quantity and check out. That's horrible. You always want to chat with the seller that you're interested in, including the link that I will give you guys in the description. So let's scratch these ones and let's actually go to the link that I have in the description. And if you click on the link, this page should come up. Wuxi Josie Electric Vehicle Co. This is who I purchased my bike from, and you can actually see the different models they have over here. This is actually a brand new model, mid-drive. Mine is a hub motor, so that's also something to look at. Now, once you're on there, you'll have the company's profile and a bunch of their listings. One thing I do recommend is click on any of these listings. Let's just say this guy, which is kind of like what I have. And you never want to, same thing, you never want to add the quantity and check out. It's just not going to be good. Even though it tells you what the shipping is and everything, this price is don't do that. You always want to message the seller. Now I'm not signed in, so it won't let me, but you want to message the seller and you want to start talking to them and tell them, hello, I'm interested in this bike. If you are using my link, you can tell them that VoltedAdventures has sent me, I'm interested in a bike. One of the things you want to do is ask for their catalog. If you ask for their catalog, you will not have to go through all of these listings and lose your mind, because there are thousands of these listings and you're just not going to find what you're looking for. So one thing I recommend is to talk to them, tell them you're interested in a bike, and ask for their catalog. Once they send you their catalog, you can see all the different models they have and what options they come with. Once you do that, you can definitely tell them, I'm interested in this model and what are the options for it. So they will tell you what motor options there are, what kind of battery options there are, what kind of suspension options there are, brakes. Everything is customizable in a way. They have many different models. You want to be as specific as possible when you're talking to them. I'll show you an example of how I ordered my bike. As soon as they sent me the catalog and I found out everything that I wanted, it would look like something like this. So this is the model. It's called the RR, and shows you the power options: 2,000 watts, 3, 5, 10,000, hub motor, the kind of batteries they have: 72 lead acid. You don't want that. You definitely want to stick to lithium. 72 volt, 30, 40, 60, 80. I went with the 60 amp hour, and down here it shows you the price for everything. So if you're going for a 2,000 watt, 72 volt, 60 amp hour, it's $2,000. But if you want a 10,000 watt, you got to add 280. So this price plus this price. And then there are many options to choose from: front suspension, air suspension. I added these. I actually messed up on my order and I made a mistake. I should have got the ABS, the better suspension and the better rear suspension. It's, now that I think of it, for $500 more, I would have had a way better bike. But the green options, I went and highlighted them so there's no confusion, and I sent back this image in the chat so he knew exactly what kind of bike I wanted, and I knew the price exactly. So I highly suggest doing that as well. And then the shipping will come in. Now, shipping is a funny thing. It is negotiable, and shipping does change actually almost every day, every week in the world, because shipping cost changes. So it's something that you definitely want to talk to them and be assertive. Don't take the first price they give you. At the end of the day, they want your business. So just don't say yes to the first price they give you. And I highly suggest negotiating with them, because everything is negotiable at the end of the day, even the price that is up here if you add all of these prices together. Now, for the shipping, they're going to ask you for your shipping address. Don't be scared and give them the shipping address that you want this thing delivered to. And when you're negotiating the price, you want to tell them that you want the price for everything included. So that means all the import fees, and you want it direct to door. Okay, so all the import fees, the shipping fee from once it reaches from with the boat to your port. So delivery on a truck straight literally to your door, you want everything included. And again, negotiate that price as best as you can, the lowest you can. A lot of people ask me what I paid for mine. Again, the price is right here. You saw it. It might have changed, but that's what the prices were when I got my bike. And for shipping, I don't remember what I paid, to be honest with you, but it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant because the price for sure has changed ever since. So I can't give you a direct answer. That price will change. So again, we talked about finding a good seller, chatting with them and not buying right away, asking for a catalog, getting all the options that you want, negotiating the price. And it's always nice to see if they can send you a picture of the bike, just to be 100% sure that everything is how it's supposed to be. And now we are at the most important section, which is the payment. A lot of people get scared and ask me, how did you pay? What did you do? They're asking for a wire transfer, this and that. So the best couple tips that I can give you guys is: one, always pay in full. Some of these sellers are going to ask for like 50% down and then 50% later. I don't like that at all, because that's a way for them to scam a couple $100 more off of you, because they can tell you this is the price we agreed on, but so and so time has passed and now the shipping is $100 more or $150 more. So do not ever do that. You always want to pay in full. Tell them I am ready to pay in full. Second tip I can give you is don't ever do a bank transfer. I don't care what they say. So you want to do PayPal for sure. And if you have a PayPal account, you can link cards and bank accounts to your PayPal. So you want to link a credit card to your PayPal account. Some people may have it, some people may not. I'm giving you what I did. This is the safest way. You want to link a credit card with obviously sufficient enough funds on that credit card, or limit on that credit card, so you can make the purchase. So you want to link a credit card to your PayPal, and you want to pay in full. And when they send you the invoice, go over the invoice, make sure everything is good and correct, and you want to pay with a credit card through PayPal. The reason for that is now you have 3 safety nets. The first safety net is AliBaba, which has price protection guaranteed, or whatever it's called. I forgot what they call it. They have their own name for it. See, AliBaba protects all your orders. Oh yeah, it's called trade assurance. Okay, so AliBaba has trade assurance, but that's the first one. You may not always want to count on AliBaba. The second one will be PayPal's protection. If something goes wrong and it's not exactly how you wanted it to go, or they're not shipping your bike, or you got scammed, or I don't know what, you can always contact PayPal. And the last option, which is by far the best one, is you can just contact your credit card. Because sometimes Alibaba's trade assurance may tell you, we can't help you with that. Sometimes PayPal can tell you, oh, you know what, we can't help you with that, which actually happened to me with a different transaction I did. But when you use a credit card, that's like the big daddy. Credit card company does not care about PayPal. They don't care about Alibaba's trade assurance. They are the big daddy in this whole transaction. So when something goes wrong, God forbid, you always contact your credit card company and you just do a chargeback. The reason for that is, so if you're using PayPal that's linked to your bank account, that's your hard-earned money coming out of your bank account and getting sent to the seller. And when it's your money, the bank never does a good job if something goes wrong. When you're using a credit card, it is not your money. It's the bank's money. And if something goes wrong, best believe they're going to get their money back. So again, use a credit card that's linked to PayPal and pay in full. That is the best way to make these purchases. Doesn't matter what you're buying on Alibaba. It could be anything. That is the best way to do it. And that's how I purchase my bikes. Now, another thing that I forgot to mention is when you make the purchase, ask if the bike has a VIN number. That's super important. Double verify, triple verify, ask that it has a VIN number. Even if they tell you yes, it does, ask for a picture proof. I want to see before you make the purchase. I want to make sure that this frame has a VIN number. And again, they want your business, so they'll most likely send you a picture of the VIN number. That is super important if you want to get this thing registered. The second thing that I forgot to mention is ask for a certificate of origin. Sometimes they charge for it. I don't know, it's whatever, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever it is. Try to get that for free. Try to negotiate it for free, because it's just a piece of paper at the end of the day. But definitely make sure to get a certificate of origin. Now, in California, that certificate of origin doesn't really do much with how I registered my bike, which I'll have another video coming out soon on how to register this bike. But the certificate of origin didn't do much help. In some other states, it will help. They can just use the certificate of origin, and that's how you can register the bike, which is much easier than California. But definitely ask for the certificate of origin. Make sure it has a VIN number. And now the last part, which is pretty much waiting. This will take some time, because depending on the options that you chose for your bike, they may have or they may not have it in stock. They may have to build it for you. So the building process will take time, and then they send it to a shipper, which handles all the logistics. It's going to get on a container, on a boat, and the boat is going to come to whatever, us, it's Long Beach port. Yours may be a different port. Whatever port is closest to you, it's going to get to there. And obviously that takes time to get from China to the port. So definitely be patient. This is like a 2, 3, sometimes a 4-month process. If you're lucky, it's going to happen in 2 months. If you're not, it may take a little longer, but be patient. And during this time, you definitely want to stay in touch with the seller. You want to hop on there every now and then and ask, like, hey, how's the progress? Is it built? Did you ship it yet? Ask for a tracking number as soon as they ship it, so you're on top of things. Ask again and remind them, hey, don't forget the certificate of origin. Maybe even ask for a picture. If they tell you, yeah, the bike is built, it's almost getting ready to ship, ask for a picture just to see that it's what you wanted and it's the color that you wanted or whatever delivery that you wanted. I don't know. And definitely check in with them. Don't be annoying, but be persistent. Just constantly check in until they tell you it's on the boat. Now, some of these sellers may even give you a tracking number for the boat so you can see where the boat is. You can track literally the boat's progress in the water, which is crazy. My experience, they didn't give it to me, but sometimes they do that. Other than that, they'll give you a tracking number, which will get active as soon as it lands. Now, once the boat lands, obviously they have to clear all the containers and do all that process. So that process takes sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks from the day the boat arrives. So keep that in mind as well. And again, be patient and always contact the seller and talk to them, and they will help you. And that's pretty much it. Once you get the bike, you're going to have to put it together. It is a big box and it's super heavy. So have somebody to help you out because you have to put the front wheel on and this thing is heavy. Once the bike arrives, definitely go over everything, make sure everything is cool and to your liking and that everything works. Take it for a spin. Now, I highly suggest going over some of the bolts that comes with the bike. You're going to have to put the front wheel on, like I said, but make sure everything else is nice and tight. Install it how you like. Go for a ride. And once everything is done and you like the bike and you rode it, you kind of have to go back to your AliBaba account and mark the transaction as received, I think is what they call it. Until you mark it as received, the seller will not get paid. It actually gets held by AliBaba. So if you're good and you're satisfied, mark it as received. If you have a problem, talk to the seller before doing anything else. And now you're pretty much ready to get this thing registered and on the road, And we'll talk about that next time. I don't want these videos to be too long, so you're going to have to keep on waiting. I'm sorry, but next time around, we're going to talk on how to get this thing registered and be 100% legit. But that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope that this was of value to you and I helped you as much as I can and cleared things up with this process. I know AliBaba can get kind of shady if you don't know what you're doing, but trust me, I've ordered many bikes before and I've had a very good experience. But that is all for me, guys. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!